Hey guys, GameFan here, back with another Path of Exile video, and this is gonna be something like my day 3, 4, 5 on the Corrupting Fever Gladiator in 3.19, and also a little bit of thoughts on the situation lately, on the Chris Wilson post and stuff like that, just the overall headspace on what's going on in my mind, in the with the community and stuff. And what I want to do in the background is, last time the video I posted, it was my day 2 progression. I said I was gonna do some map showcase and I basically got like 95% of the video out, so that was a dumb decision. I don't know why I did that. Here's gonna be a tier 16 map. Now what I'm really worried about is that the boss is gonna be insanely juiced. It's like more life, possessed, frenzy charge on hit, maim. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we're gonna struggle with that in the background while I'm also just ranting about some stuff. At the end of the map I'm gonna go over my gear and stuff like that, but until then it's just gonna be my unfiltered garbage gameplay. As you can see, we're still level 87, so you know I have a slash played I think over 2 days now. Yeah, 2 days, 3 hours. So, you know, 87 at this many hours, the build sucks. Okay, no, the build is amazing. Like, I still really enjoy the build, and if you know how to play the build and don't die basically like every map, you're gonna do some pretty good things. Also, I'm back at the game. In my last video I said I'm not gonna play it. That's because of that's gonna be like one of my main topics in this video, is just the overall negativity that's been going on in the PoE community lately, because of mostly the what we've been working on post from Chris, which has been, to be completely fair, it was really a surprising post, and not in the good way. The fact that they doubled down on their statement saying that the changes to the loot now feel like it's kind of what we are working on. Like, this is the, oh my god, this bad phrasing. That's kind of the direction we want the game to go into. Like, yeah, we purposefully did that huge change in item quant and rarity removal from like the different league mechanics monsters, and it wasn't even documented. That was probably the worst part of them all, because as long as the changes are communicated, they are obviously gonna be way more well received when they are just shadow nerfing stuff, and not even stuff that only affects like the 1%. Like imagine if back in Harvest League they did like not remove the like influence slams, but they just reduced the chance they spawn by like a relative, I don't know, just a tiny bit. That would have only affected like the large, absolutely only 1% of the players. And obviously it would have been sad that it's an undocumented change, but it still would have been like, yeah, whatever. It's a 1% thing most of the time, because a lot of players are not gonna be able to interact with that part of the league mechanic, especially if it's not on the main Harvest League. But now it like affects everyone. As you can see, like the amount of loot that we're getting is really buffed because of the essences I have on my tree. I'm planning to get Expedition later, because that's another like flat reward league mechanic. But yeah, if you've been, I don't know, on the subreddit lately, the PoE subreddit, you know shit is going sideways. Everything is just like, Chris's post is the most highly downvoted post like ever. Like not even like harvest changes, or I think like a few leagues ago there was like a really huge negativity about nerfs. In the meanwhile, we have like a boss fight coming on, so I'm nervous, dude. But yeah, I feel like even though the players shouldn't be happy about that, as Alkaiser phrased it very well, we just cut off the top of your dick and one of your balls. Are you happy that you still have one ball left? Like, yeah, that's not, you know, that's not the best thing, but I feel like it's been a little bit too much, and it's like just over the top. Everything is negativity on that subreddit basically, and I feel like I'm just as guilty as that with my last video with the overall negative. Like the titling is just, if you haven't quit yet, that's gotta be like very funny and something. But yeah, I was genuinely depressed, not happy. I didn't play in the past 2 days, so I just completely quit. And if you know me anything personally, I can be like super addicted to games basically when I start them, and I'm really into them and I'm really hyped. But yeah, I was just, I'm not gonna play this. But what I've realized, I've come to the conclusion that at the end of the day, you guys watch my channel, if anybody watches my channel at all, is you kind of want to be entertained, right? You come here to have some fun, some, laugh at me being bad or something. I don't know. I don't know why why you guys watch my channel. Why the fuck do you watch my channel, guys? But yeah, and just coming here and seeing the negativity from me too, that wasn't probably the best thing, but I feel like I had to express myself at least a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna continue with the PoE stuff, especially since some positive changes are coming. I think the patch is not live yet, but it's gonna be soon. They are buffing loot a little bit. They are nerfing the Essence and Archnemesis HP stacking, which is a very good change. That's something that I can approve, and it's a change in the good direction. So yeah, that's really just the vibe that's been going on around just PoE community, my mind, and stuff like that. But now that I had my ramblings, let's check out the gear, the passive tree, and the atlas tree. So as you can see, I still have this +1 Fizz.multi wand. It hasn't changed, and it's only gonna change if I can get a wand which is +1 level of Fizz gems. It has the Fizz.multi or regular .multi naturally on, and it has a free suffix mod for this Fizz.multi craft, because that's like the best in slot to have like a double .multi, or maybe even like a flat damage over time damage increase. Like, let me just look up. Yeah, like if it has another prefix slot for this craft, then I'm obviously going to take that. If it doesn't, but yeah, those are gonna be expensive, like multiple divine wands, and yeah, I feel like that can wait a little bit, which is obviously gonna be a great change, but that can wait. For the chest, it's just a 6-link for the kinetic blast. Mostly it's just utility stuff. Like kinetic blast is nowhere near our main DPS, as you can see, 687 DPS, very sick. We have a main for increased fizz damage taken, GMP for more hits, the main skill, life gain on hits. Ooh, it hasn't been qualified yet. Whoops. We're gonna de-level that just because it's an extra 10 life on hit, and I don't have 20 divines. As you can see, we're gonna have a little bit of a bad time while leveling that gem, but it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna do the same with my other gems. Culling Strike is really useful against bosses mainly, because that's where we struggle the most with this build, and then just life tap for not eating all my mana, but it's gonna come connected with the next skill we have, which is Exsanguinate. It's thanks to this we don't have to rely on just full mana. Like this would cost like 70 mana. Okay, maybe like 20 mana, but we have like twice, like we attack twice a second, so that's gonna still eat through my mana. So we only have to spec into like a little bit of life and hit, and that's all. We have Exsanguinate here with Spellslinger, so it's in a reserved slot. We also have Control, Destruction, and Brutality. This is another damage over time skill we're gonna use. It's kind of a close range that I've experienced because I've never played with Exsanguinate before. We have the main skill, which is Corrupting Fever. This is a natural level 21. 20 quality would be 20% skill effect. I don't know how good is it yet, but if we're constantly attacking, it's not gonna dissipate at all. And as you can see, we can attack twice a second for a 1 second duration, so we can easily keep that up. We have Efficacy, we have Brutality and Swift Affliction, and a 30% dot multi on the glove from an Essence of Hysteria craft. I think that's still like the cheapest corrupted essence that you can get. For the shield, we have a +1 fizz spell damage with a chance to avoid elemental ailments. This doesn't have any life, which I'm kind of sad about, but it has a dex craft, which is necessary for me to be able to equip my gear, basically. kind of the same idea with the amulet. We have a dex int base because those are the two stats this build lacks. It's dex and int. You need a lot of dex and a lot of int. But you could get like better items which have naturally rolled stats on them, which I'm gonna do with my gloves and my belt probably also. This could be a lot better. Like we could have higher res, higher movement speed. But here's also like a +1 with acrimony, which is the 15 dot multi anointment. It needs a clear oil and 2 black oils, I think. The leather belt just as much life regen, and some resist. The boots is max life, double res, and onslaught movement speed. Ideally, you would want a higher movement speed and onslaught too, because that's a very nice attack speed, move speed, cast speed, everything speed. And yeah, don't care about the implicits because none of my implicits are actually good. Like the only good one is the 16% increase global fist damage because that increases corrupting fever damage. And yeah, that's all. Yeah, we have like a 1% less damage taken. Huge, dude, huge. And mana regen and cast speed. Yeah, that sucks. That's really bad. Scorched Ground is also really bad because like Scorched Ground gives -10 elemental res, and we are strictly only dealing fizz damage. So yeah, that's not really a good upgrade. The rings, this is like a Kalandra mirrored ring with 158 life and 14 all res. We have that like 12 life lost on each enemy kill and minus strength, but those don't really matter that much, and the minus evasion rating, which is also forgettable. We have a vulnerability curse on hit. I actually got this today. It used to be this one with a mark of submission with a vulnerability in it, but I decided I have that little like extra 50-60 chaos, so I can just buy something like this. It has a ruby base for the res, and that's basically about it. And I had a slot for lifecraft, and that's really it. The rest doesn't matter because I didn't have that much more currency back then. And then I find a divine orb and stuff that I can sell for like 30 chaos, so whatever. The flasks, they are not really good. Like this is just an anti-freeze flask with a bleed trigger, so that's kind of dumb. We have a bleed trigger anti-bleed quicksilver flask, and we don't really have to worry about corrupted blood because I have a CB implicit jewel somewhere. We have just a spell suppression flask with ink duration and also another granite flask with ink duration. I probably have to fix that, it kind of sucks. I don't have any transmute. I mean, I could buy some, not transmute, alterations. I could buy an alteration. That will probably do that at some point. Now for the skill tree, as you can see, the Uber Lab is like the ascendancy is unchanged. Most of this stuff is standard stuff, like just fizz damage cluster here. With I only had like a Furious Assault because I could self-craft this. Because getting the 3 good notables, it was like at least 70 chaos or something like that, and I just don't really have that kind of money. Don't really had that kind of money. You will see why. I have another fizz damage with Battle Hardened and Furious Assault, and the jewels we have is just global fizz damage, attack speed. Why do I have this? I have such a good jewel here. What the fuck? Oh, I'll probably yeah, I need the dexterity, never mind. I was like, why do I have this shit jewel in here while I realized I still need the dexterity? Like, I only have like 2 more dex than I actually need. I'll probably have to de-level some of my gems, which don't really need the skill levels. They'll fix the issue. But most of the stuff is like damage over time. That's a single dot multi? Jesus Christ. This is a double dot multi. I don't have a jewel here. This is the dot multi increased damage corrupted blood jewel that I have, which is pretty useful. Again, double dot multi again. And what I don't have any currency right now is because I have an inspired learning, as you could see from the map showcase. Which is just, yeah, a little bit, because this build is a mapping build, it's not a bossing build, we could totally fit this in. And these are the 4 notables that I choose, is the Barbarism, Stamina, Cannibalistic Rite, and Juggernaut. Impale doesn't really matter, Bleed doesn't really matter, at least I think, yeah, Corrupting Blood is not necessarily Bleed, it's Corrupting Blood, so yeah, it's just better to go, and these are all like tankiness nodes, so yeah, really good with those. Other than that, I don't feel like we have anything else to say. Possible upgrades for this build include, as I said, the double dot multi, having Fizz catalysts for this, or caster catalyst. Do I have any catalyst? Let's see. I didn't really do any metamorphs this league. Caster, yeah, we don't have any. Yeah, I have 1 defense catalyst, 1 prismatic, and 1 intrinsic, and that's it. Yeah, not really. I have 7 Deli Orbs. I'm waiting until they fix the loot and they bring back the ability to juice, and then I'm gonna sell all of this when the price goes up, but until then I'm just holding on to them because for some reason I get them really easily, and I just wanna wait for the good timing on that. We could also get dot multi here. We could get a +1 fizz skills dot multi amulet with some extra life on it. So I'm waiting until I can get one which is like super good. I'm not gonna go for like a now we are here with the basic tier, and then we could be like either get a life one with +1 or get a life dot multi, and then comes the next one. So yeah, that could be an upgrade. That was a nice invite. And yeah, just getting more life on our gear, getting our resist fixed, getting stat fixes, getting ailment avoidance craft on our boots, and then we can get ailment avoidance from this point, and then I think we have 100%. Yeah, because you have, and I think you can have as a like boots implicit for one of the either the red, like the Searing Exarch, or the Eater of Worlds. Implicit could be ailment avoidance, I think, but I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that one, because that is like 60% or even more, and then you get it here, which is also 20. And I think if you have the implicit, you don't need another source, like you get 100%. But and again, don't quote me on that one because I'm not so sure about that. So yeah, that's where the character stands right now. I have just done my first tier 16 today, like a few minutes before recording, and I choose Canyon because I like the layout and it's not super rippy if I wanna just run as many essences as I want. And that's my main Atlas strategy, is just running essences and trying to bulk sell them or use them for myself. I will also open up the trade embargo. I will like unspec this, and I will probably spec into expedition a little bit later if I have like enough currency to buy expedition scarabs, because that is also a very good way of making money, just doing 2-gen expeditions and just basically using the exotic coinage for yourself, because last league I've done like close to 1,000 expedition coinage, and yeah, it's actually big time worth it. Like, you're getting a bunch of extra currency out of it, and it's like relatively cheap. I think 4k per one, so that's a really good price. So that's what I'm gonna do later, and then for my uber end game strategy, I don't know yet. Maybe get a headhunter probably. I already have 1 divine. It only costs like 70, so probably gonna get that. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on what's going on with the game, the community and stuff, and my build. So yeah, see ya, bye.